Well, it's been a little while since I've done an update, so I wanted to just let you guys know if you're interested how things are going and what's next in this little cancer journey I've been on. First of all, we went through chemo, and the purpose of chemo was to at least to attack the cancer and to hopefully get rid of it. The next step was the double mastectomy. The surgery, I was very hopeful that when they did the surgery, they would find that the chemo had killed all the cancer. It was a really high hopes and not likely, admittedly, but then again, I like to aim high. Unfortunately, as I noted in a previous message, they did, when they did the bilateral skin-sparing mastectomy, there were two tumors originally in the left breast, and one of them was completely, the cancer is completely gone, which was great. The other one, unfortunately, still had cancer cells when they removed it. But when they did the pathology report, they found that there were still cancer cells in it. They also found that when they removed the lymph node, along with 7 others that were attached to it, they found that the one lymph node that originally had malignancies in it also still had some cancer in it. So because of those two things still showing signs of cancer, the next step in this process is radiation. The hard part to explain is technically I can now say that I'm cancer-free because as far as we know, the only cancer I had in my body was the lymph node that we biopsied and the 2 tumors that were in my breast that have been removed. But I know a lot of people ask me, well, why do you, and I asked, well, why do I need to continue to do radiation if the cancer's gone? Well, the reason is because the type of cancer that I have is very aggressive, and being that one of the areas that had still had cancer was very close to a chain of lymph nodes along the sternum, it's very possible that it may have traveled and spread, and so we have to make sure we've killed any remaining cancer cells in the area so that this doesn't come back and I don't ever have to deal with this again. So the radiation is going to do that, and I'll have radiation to the entire left chest wall and underarm area, and it's going to start next week, and it's every day for 6 weeks. It's not like chemo. I won't be there for hours. It'll really be, the procedure itself probably going to be 15 to 20 minutes. And it requires me to hold my breath for a lot of it because by doing that, it removes the heart away from the chest wall so that there's less likely to have impact on the heart during these procedures. As far as how it's going to affect me, really, it's cumulative, so initially I shouldn't notice much of anything, but probably 3 weeks into it or so I may find myself fatigued and dealing with a little bit of that, but honestly I just don't see how it could be any worse than chemo was, so I'll deal with that as it comes. I'm still doing CrossFit. I'm doing exceptionally well. I'm 5 weeks post-op, and I have full range of motion back in my arms, and I'm gaining strength every day. My endurance, it's definitely down, but it is getting better every day, and so I keep going. After radiation is done, the only things that I still have left going on, I will have to have a procedure where they're going to remove my ovaries. That is because my cancer is estrogen positive, meaning it feeds off of estrogen. So if I'm still producing estrogen when this is done, my likelihood of recurrence is very high. And recurrence is never as good of a prognosis as the initial cancer. So, and recurrence as a secondary cancer. So obviously it's not going to be breast cancer if I've had my mastectomies, but it can pop up anywhere in the body. So I'll have my ovaries removed, which is, in the grand scheme of what I've been through, a very minor procedure. Might have me down for a week. I don't know. And then once I have completed everything and my skin has healed, probably about 6 months after radiation, I'll be able to have my final reconstruction following the bilateral mastectomy, and hopefully can start feeling normal again and move forward with my life. That will probably be around April of next year. So it is ongoing, but essentially I look at the treatment now as ways to make sure that this never comes back again. It has definitely been an experience that, I've worked with cancer patients and breast cancer patients for the last 9 years, and I thought I knew a lot. But I realized I had barely scratched the surface of what somebody goes through. I'm actually going to do another post after this explaining the process of the surgery and also some lessons learned. But I'm going to do it separately because I'm going to go into some details about what the surgery entailed, and I realize that not everybody wants to know the good, the bad, and the ugly, so I'll leave that to you on whether you want to see that. But I just want to say, again, thank you for the continued thoughts, prayers, and reaching out to me and not forgetting about me in this extremely long and painful process. Most of the time I'm doing well and I'm staying positive, and I look forward to just having this behind me. But if I can help anybody along the way that has been diagnosed or is going through anything like this, that is why I decided to go public with it, and I'm happy to help anyone that I can. Thank you again, and F you, cancer.